Hello there. It's I, your favorite based Austrian cunt, bringing you the newest news about the newest elections, one day after they've happened, as per usual. Well, it's been 3 months since the last time I showed you any new election news, so I thought this is the best point to start doing it again, because I've just got extremely bored of it. Well, not bored, just lack of motivation, I think you would call that. Anyways, let's get right into the elections, because I know that's what you all have been burning for the last 3 months, because, of course, I have such a massive viewership that really want to see elections, because people want to see that. Anyways, let's start with the most unimportant one. Lower Austria had local elections, like local elections. Every district of Lower Austria, there's I don't even know how many there are, like a few hundred. Small districts that all elected their local small little parliaments, and you can already see it's not that massive of a change. I mean, the Freedom Party is down to 5.8% from 7.8%, but in these kinds of elections they never really tend to do well. But they still have more seats than the Greens, who have more percentage, so that's great. Social Democrats got trashed. They got absolutely trashed here, in especially some of their highest and strongest places. Wiener Neustadt, Vienna New City. Weird name, I know. A bastion of the Social Democrats. People's Party won it. Just like that. It's incredible what they've been able to accomplish. Kurz is an actual... He could be described as the messiahs of the conservatives in this country. Conservatives. Anyways, a lot of interesting things happened here. If I went into all of this, we'd be here for a few days. So let me just go over some very important things. Social Democrats losing one of their strongest places, a few of the other strong places. The Neos doing the best ever they've ever done. A bunch of local lists, local parties, like centralized just around, we are the local people, for a local party for local people, for in their local ways. They were big winners together with the People's Party and the Greens, I guess. I get tired of having to say that. The People's Party took more than ever, I think. And one of the very interesting things is that Social Democrats lost everywhere, People's Party gained everywhere, Freedom Party almost lost everywhere, and a split off from the Freedom Party, kind of a split off, Liste Plan B, a party that's similar to the DAÖ, the Allianz für Österreich, which is also a party like them who are pro-Strache. I mean, you can be that. It's definitely a strategy to get back that core votership. They reach, I think, 25% in their local region, which is better than any Freedom Party result there ever. So that would be interesting. The leader of the local FPÖ also said that considering the circumstances, this is a good result, which, I mean, I can agree a bit here. Considering the circumstances, this is not a horrible result. Then let's get into the more important Austrian election, which I'm, of course, guarantee you guys love the Austrian elections. I've been told multiple times by people that we should just stop having elections. I understand, but I don't agree. So, here we have the Burgenland. Smallest state in Austria, well, second smallest state, behind Vorarlberg, I think. Still, they have less people. But still a relatively important state, and a very historic two-party state. No third party has ever gotten more than 15-16% there. Social Democrats and People's Party have always been the two strong parties, and the Social Democrats usually around and at 50% mark. They were at 52% in 2005, went down in 2010, went down even a little bit more in 2015, and now, was it? I don't know. Anyways, the dates are not important. What's important is that they went up to 49%. Let's give you a little bit of a better visualization here. Here, 49.94%, 19 seats in the Landtag, meaning they have their absolute majority, which is actually a great thing, because that means they don't have to do a coalition with the Greens, which they would have normally done. Freedom Party losing only 5.2%. I mean, that's pretty okay with 9.7%. It's around where the polls had them, which is surprising. Usually they perform much worse than the polls have them, so that's a nice change. People's Party and Greens both underperforming strongly from what the polls predicted, so not a great start for the new coalition government, which I'm very glad about. The Neos failing tragically to 1.7%. The Liste Burgenland, which is a local list for local people in the local ways for the Burgenland, which secured 1.2%. Which is a minus of 3.5 from the last time. Last time they stood together with the Team Stronach, which is now no longer existent. They were a split off of the Freedom Party, who had seats in the Landtag for around a good 10 years now, but now they're out. Greens gained almost nothing. Freedom Party lost 2 seats. Liste Burgenland lost 2 seats by falling out of the parliament, and the Social Democrats gained 4, will now be a majority. Now, let me tell you why this is a good thing. Social Democrats here are the most right-wing and social conservative Social Democrats in the entire country. They are led by Hans-Peter Doskozil, probably the new face of the Social Democrats, and the one who will probably take them over after Pamela Rendi-Wagner eventually just gets the party below 10% nationally. Because it seems that's going to happen. It almost seems like Social Democrats and People's Party have flipped places from around 4 years ago, where the People's Party was at like 19-20%, and the Social Democrats were at 34-36% together with the Freedom Party back then. And I think after courts at one day will go away, Doskozil will be able to come in and have the similar effect, flipping the places again, possibly. I mean, it just feels like something that might be happening in the future. It's a relatively okay thing. The Social Democrats here were in coalition with the Freedom Party, which is now no longer a thing because the Social Democrats can govern alone, and why take another party on if you can govern alone? I'm okay with this. A thing that I'm also very, very okay with is the election results in Italy. Let's go right here. We'll start with the better election result. Calabria. No idea. Anyways, the center-right coalition candidate for the presidency, Joel Santelli, won there with a massive majority of 25% above Filippo Pippo Calippo. Filippo Pippo Calippo. Great. Who, I'm not sure if he was the governor before. Anyways, the Democratic Party and their center-left coalition had the governor in that region before. You can see the massive flip. The Fratelli d'Italia, sorry for horrible pronunciation, gained the most of their center-right coalition, I think. They gained 8%. Lega, I think, I'm not sure if they even stood there last time. Most graphs don't show a before and after, so I assume they've stood there for the first time. 12.3%, at least at this screenshot. This is just before it was finished counting today at around midday. I prepare these things very, very well. Anyways, big gains for the right here. Also massive gains for the right in Emilia Romagna. Now, they didn't win this region, but this is a heartland, a core land of the left in Italy. The Communist Party used to be in the mid-20s here. This is a massive upset that the center-right coalition has been able to get even 43% and make this close in the presidential race. And that Lega is actually only within 2% of first place in a local election, European election, general election. They've won the region before, but this being a local election, which is another thing entirely, this result is incredible. They have turned a core region of the left into a swing region and won all so many other regions that the left previously owned. I've had people trying to tell me that this is a massive loss for Salvini and the right, which is kind of stupid. A 17% increase in vote share is never a loss, no matter the circumstances. I wish I could be talking about things like this in Austria, where the Freedom Party gained 17%, but wasn't in first place, so it's a loss. I want to lose more, please. This is it. This is fun. I mean, it could have been better. It would have been, of course, fun if Lucia Borgonzoni won the presidency here, but it couldn't be done. It wasn't enough. They spin it into a victory and refuse to acknowledge their problems and flaws. Let them. They'll see when it comes to them. They see the consequences and be all surprised. Anyways, this is everything we have today in elections. Next elections coming up, I have my handy little folder here, would be Hamburg. The hamburgers are voting next, I think. Slovakia is also voting next, and some others as well. Not entirely sure when. I'm trying, like, in 2020 there's not that many elections. I'm gonna try to stretch in the parts where there are no elections. I try to just figure out some content. Or I'll upload some Let's Plays on my second channel, Saibot Plays, that I've just recently opened, which I'll link somewhere here. Maybe there or there. I'm not sure how I flipped this camera. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I hope I brought you some good content and also some good information. And you'll come back another time. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever you want. Print the entire video out on 500,000 different pieces of paper and eat them. Do what you want with it. Just do something with it, because I love those interactions. Watch it 20 times. Show it your friends, show it your family. And now you're allowed to leave. Goodbye.